Hey guys, it's Xander. After ACEN, obviously this is going to be a follow-up of all the footage I recorded. I'm going to start off first by showing off this robe I got. Yeah, they were selling robes up there this year. Look at this thing. Black Spider-Man robe. Got a little Spidey eyes there. Nice logo on the back. It even has a, I don't know why a robe has a hood, but I love this thing. But enough of the robe. I just look pretentious wearing it. I just wanted to show that because I've never seen them sell robes up there. You can find almost anything up at ACEN. That's proof. Alright, what did I think of ACEN this year? Better than last year, hands down, because I didn't get sick this year. Obviously, when you get sick, kind of screws up your plans. Kind of puts it down around the, your events. I don't know if it's the best ACEN I've had. It probably isn't the best ACEN I've had. I've had more eventful ACENs. And a lot of it's just personal problems with me. Like finding the right crowds to hang out with and stuff. Although, there was the Luna I interviewed that said, compared to last year, there weren't as many people cosplaying. Another one of my friends, Mandy, actually said that it seemed like attendance was down. So that's kind of a problem. Because when you go to ACEN, you expect, and I really did not notice this Saturday, you expect the Hyatt to be packed to the brim. I'm talking like fire code hazards packed. And I really didn't feel that this year. There were still a lot of people there. There were still massive lines to get into like Anime Hell or the dances. But overall, I guess attendance was down some. Also, again, just another personal thing. It kind of sucked we were at the Marriott this year. So, a bit more of a walk, but that's okay. I work at Home Depot. I'm on my feet all day, so I'm used to it. I guess I could just try and cover things that happen day by day. I really have no format for how I'm doing this, and my thoughts are going to get sidetracked. I apologize in advance. Friday, I learned a valuable lesson. If you are trying to complete a cosplay, and you just need like one kind of major thing and it's sort of popular, like a code or something, you can probably get that up there. Do not count on getting the weapons. Like, unless you're getting Link's sword and shield, or like Ichigo's sword, don't count on getting it. The weapon vendors are iffy. I don't think I saw Squall's Gunblade up there, which is weird because ACEN's where I got the one I use. It's hit and miss up there, really. So, don't plan on getting an entire costume when you go to ACEN or any convention. Just order it online. Don't bank on that like I did. I got halfway what I wanted. Because I got Kirito's code from Sword Art Online. I got into it, and let's be honest, I'm a small guy. I make a better Kirito than I do a Squall. And people agreed. They said that I could pull the look off. I just didn't have the swords. So I have to order those now. But I still managed to ham it up at the photo shoot. Hopefully I'll find pictures of that. I overestimated things in general. I overestimated being able to get all the stuff I need. I overestimated what the attendance would be like. I overestimated what I was expecting for Sword Art Online cosplays. I was expecting basically everything. I was expecting a very large group and with a lot of variety. There wasn't. Maybe there was on Saturday. I noticed a couple other characters on Saturday, but Friday it was mostly Kirito and Asuna, and that's it. We had one Klein, or Keen, Klein, I think it's Klein, yeah. The red-haired guy. And we had one, I'm gonna butcher his name, Heathcliff, something. You guys know who I mean. The leader of the Knights, aka the GM himself. I'm sorry, I can't do names. But we still had a fun time at that photo shoot. I kind of wish I had planned my cosplays around a little bit differently if I'd known things were going to be like that. Yeah, is there really anything else significant that happened Friday? Anime Hell is always entertaining. That's a great waste of 1 or 2 hours of your life of the most random crap people can find. For those of you who don't know, anime hell is not AMV hell. Do not ever confuse those two. For the longest time, they would start off every showing of... They still start off every showing of anime hell with some kind of warning of this like booming announcer voice. Not like the movie announcer voices that, you know, is like, once upon a time, in a faraway land. No, this is like a very commanding silence kind of voice. That's exactly the first thing it says too. It's just that really deep silence. But for the longest time, they start off with the warning saying, you know, this is not AMV hell, this is anime hell, and followed up with it. They always throw in, if you came here for AMV hell, get the fuck out. And it's become a running joke ever since they started showing this. They find different ways of telling you to leave, basically. They always add something new. 2 or 3 years ago, it was... So it'd be... Let me think. 2 years ago, it was, if you like your vampire sparkly, get the fuck out. Last year, it was a double shot of bronies, actually. It was make fun of bronies and aligning with them, basically. It was, if you're a brony, get the fuck out. Followed immediately by, if you refuse to admit Rainbow Dash's best pony, get the fuck out. This year, what was it? Oh yeah. They've rearranged how they do things a little bit with the rooms at ACEN. ACEN's getting huge, I'll get to that in a minute. But they've moved the Friday night dance into the main ballroom. The main ballroom is where Anime Hell was always held until last year. So last year and this year it's been in a smaller room. So this year it was distracted at, what was it, Midnight Synergy is what I think it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Let's see if I can remember the whole intro. It starts off by saying, you know, silence. This is the 15th year and shit. I'm getting names confused. I almost said Anime St. Louis. Alright, let's try that again. The silence. This is the 15th year Anime Central has refused to take your well-being into concern and has allowed this program to be shown. And I forget what else they say. I think they say a few other things in this, like, if you think, what was it? If you think that Anime Hell should be shown in the main, why did that get out of focus on me? Bad camera. What was it? If you think Anime Hell needs to be shown in the main ballroom, give me a hell yeah. And it goes, everyone screams hell yeah, and then it says, Midnight Synergy, get the fuck out. I forget what else. They had a couple other lines like that. And then every year, they always tack on, you know, by the way, Anime Hell may contain strong language and blah blah blah. If that offends you, get the fuck out. They started tacking on, wait for it, get the fuck out. And this year they had to go a step further. They had to keep one-upping it. So it's like, wait for it, still waiting, get the fuck out. Yeah, it doesn't do it any justice for me just to repeat it, but if you ever get a chance to go to Anime Central, you have to check out Anime Hell. It's a tradition, basically. I don't normally say you have to go to this or you have to go to that, but even if you just show up for that introduction, that alone is worth it. And they always find the most random things. It really is not AMV Hell because they don't redub anything. They find things completely intact from Japan as it was. No editing, no voiceovers, no modifications required. They find the most random, weird things and they show it. And they find enough random crap. Some of it makes constant returning trips. Sometimes it's not from Japan either. Like, I forget the animator's name, but if you know the little short film Rejected, they show that one, and a lot of that guy's other work they'll show too. There's usually one of those. Dr. Tran, if you remember that, I think that started over here in the US. They show those films. But mostly it's weird things they find at Japan, like trailers for B movies and things like that. You can't understand a damn word that's being said, but you don't need to. Sometimes they subtitle it, and the subtitles don't make things better. It's still weird. They had a good one this year about a bunch of sushi chefs at war with these mutant creatures just rising up from the sea. Giant octopuses and crabs and... God, it's so cheesy. And I tell you what, if I could find that being shown, I would watch it. That is just a good movie to just watch and laugh your ass off to. Saturday. I slept later than I meant to on Saturday, but I still got up in time. They moved the damn Zelda photo shoot on me. It's always been in front of the Hyatt. This time they moved it around to the side, but I was still there, still had a good time. Still a lot of people, and still people finding ways to be creative with Link costumes. We had a Link hockey player. And then we had a Link that played violin, and her violin case was her shield. You go to the front of the violin case and it has a shield. I got a picture of that, obviously. I don't know why I'm saying that again. I'm forgetting everything I took video footage of. And a few of my friends got some pictures of me. I've already been uploading stuff from the photo shoot, so that'll be on my Facebook already. Saturday, fortunately, it was warmer up there this year than it normally is. It was like 88 or so on Friday and Sunday. Saturday wasn't too bad, which is good because that Link costume gets hot. And unlike the Kirito costume, where it's just a really heavy coat, which is one of the things that pisses me off about the coat, it's well made, but it's all pleather. If I can find one in just like normal cotton or something, that'd be great. But for now, I have a pleather Kirito coat, but it looks good. Anyway, so the nice thing is though is if I get hot in that, I can just take the damn coat off. Link, I can't exactly get out of that quickly. So Saturday was very forgiving on my attire. And then I did the Billy Joe Armstrong thing at night again, and even without the guitar, people got it. I got one picture taken with me in that, which is better than I was expecting. I didn't get a lot of photos taken. And again, that's because I changed up my formula. Basically, if you go to ACEN and you have cosplays, and if you're like me and you liking your picture taken and posing and doing silly stuff, do it on Friday. Because Friday is going to be the first of whatever that people are seeing that day. So wear your best on Friday and again on Saturday. At least for a little bit on Saturday. Even if you have other costumes you want to do. If you really want to make sure, hey, I'm going to make sure people remembered me and took pictures of me, do it Friday. Saturday was, I saw a lot more cosplays on Saturday. I saw a lot of Bioshock Infinite, which was nice. We had like 3 couples of the, I can't really call them a couple, I can't really call them. So the people that I guess run the Blue Ribbon, I'm assuming they own the place. We saw them working there. We saw like 3 pairs of them running around. There were a couple of bookers, and I think I got 2 or 3 Elizabeths as well. So that was nice. I'm disappointed that no one showed up in a giant songbird outfit because I've seen people show up dressed as Big Daddies. We had Splicers there this year. I've seen a giant Optimus Prime on Saturday night. So asking for a songbird cosplayer is not impossible. I'm happy that I found some of my friends from Anime St. Louis to hang out with for parts of Saturday because I was actually starting to get a little bummed out. And one of my friends kind of sympathized with me, and it's like, he comes up there mostly to hang out with friends and get some pictures taken, which is kind of what I am. I'm very... You wouldn't know it from how much I don't leave the house and how much I spend recording crap on the TV back there and stuff. And just recording things of Al doing the reviews and that. But I do like to socialize when I get out. So I was happy that I found some friends, and they were more entertaining than the usual company I keep. I'm sorry to Al and them. You know, Al, Paul, Jared, they're all great. But when I hang out with Adam and them, it feels like there should be a party going on. And the fact that, well, it's just the crap that we talk about, the random things they say. the banter that goes on is on a different kind of level than when I'm with Al and Jared and Paul. Or some of the other guys I hang out with. So, it was good hanging out with them. I'm sad I didn't get to see one of my other friends. I can't pronounce his name on DeviantArt. He ran the panel, how to get into the voice acting industry. Evan something. I'm sorry. He's gonna kill me too because I told him my channel. He's gonna see this video and he's gonna fucking lynch me. I was giving him shit too on Friday. I'm like, don't worry about your panel. Look at it this way. I'll be there to antagonize you every step of the way. He was ready to kill me. But that's getting back to Friday. I'm sad I didn't see him after that though. Because he's another one of the friends that I like only see up there that I like to run into. There are some people in the Zelda group that I only see up at ACEN. I think I ran into most people I only see up at ACEN though, so that was nice. Even if I didn't see them for very long. Sunday. I actually got to stay up there Sunday and record some stuff for a change. That usually doesn't happen. The only second part is that I didn't get back home until just a little bit before 11. But it's a trade-off. That's how ACEN is. Ideally, if we had left around... Oh, God. If we'd left there at noon and been like on a train coming home at noon and got home at like 5, that would have been nice. That would have been really nice. But that's just one of the things. If you don't drive yourself up there, you're at the mercy of Amtrak. Including if trains get delayed, which apparently the earlier leaving train did get delayed. Fortunately, we weren't on that one. I had fun with the dances. You guys, anyone that was at the dance, tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, but was that just like more so normal techno, or was that still dubstep they were playing? Because it didn't sound like dubstep. I was sick last year, but even from the brief time I was there, and I think the year before, I mostly heard dubstep. This year it felt like a little bit more techno, or at least better dubstep. I didn't hear a lot of what makes dubstep dubstep. I'll put it like that. But anyone, again, if you were there, tell me if I'm right or wrong on that, because I'm not a music buff. I don't know. It starts all sounding the same to me after a while. I guess... Oh, I did have one major issue. I tried to get to one panel, and the staff... Alright, they rearranged where they put some things at. Normally, you would go through... I'm trying to remember the best way of how we did this normally. They basically shifted how you get into the dealer's room and registration. And they also had this hallway area that normally doesn't have anything. They decided to put panels there this year. Little events and stuff. And I tried to get to one of them. They made up their own name for these rooms, basically. The maps were shitty as hell. No one knew that these panels were there. I asked a staff member. He sent me over to the Hilton. No, the Hilton mostly has gaming over there in 1 or 2 panels. This was actually in the main conference center and in these hidden away areas. So that screwed me. So if they decide to put stuff again there next year, they need a better indication of, we got panels down in this obscure section. You know where you thought we only had the dealer's room and registration here? Well, we put a few panels here now as well. They need to be a little bit more clear on that. I'm moderately curious. I doubt anyone watching this can tell me. Maybe, because people will type in ACE and see what they can find. If you watched my video all the way up to this point, thanks, I appreciate that. Because I'm sure this is going to be a monster of a video to edit and upload when I'm done with it all. Anyways, if you did go to the formal dance, tell me how that turned out. Because they've done it 2 years now. I'm guessing last year was successful enough to warrant them doing it again. I'm just curious, honestly, how it went, and if you guys thought it was worth buying a ticket to get into it. I had formal wear, but I didn't feel like dressing up and going there by myself. I was like, yeah, not happening. IRT. I want to talk about IRT for a minute, not anything bad. I want to say, I don't know why people give IRT so much shit. I have never had a problem with IRT. If you're not being an asshole, they're not going to bother you. It's that simple. And I've probably done things that they probably shouldn't let me get away with. I've carried around, I'm sure, props that have violated their rules. I spent a good deal of Saturday walking around without even getting my stuff checked and just realized, hey, I'm standing here next to the place where they check weapons and stuff because I was just getting a drink of water. I'm like, I should probably check this before they say something. They didn't even change the zip. I still had zip ties on the stuff. And they didn't even bother updating the zip ties. They were like, yeah, you're good. Because they fucking know me, I guess. Which would be nice because I've been there 6 years now. IRT did not give me a problem. The staff, though, again, they didn't know what the hell was going on, apparently. I don't know if I'd really change anything other than people... ACEN's being too big, like I started to say. They've expanded this into, like, 4 buildings now, I think. You've got the Stevens Convention Center, which has registration and the dealer's room. You've got the Hyatt that holds most of the stuff. Gaming has flowed over into the Hilton now, as well as a few panels over there. And I think one year the Doubletree or the Embassy Suites, along with the Hilton, had stuff going on. They need to find a way to condense this all back down. I know it's ACEN and a lot of stuff's going on, but I don't think it's that big. Also, I would keep the convention center for just the dealer's room and registration. It's how it's been for years now. Don't change things up. Or if you do insist on putting things down there, announce it better. Like, find out what the actual room names are down in the Stevens Convention Center that they have those things in, and use the actual names. Don't just temporarily label things. Con Center A or Con Room B, Con Room C, whatever the hell they did. No, use the actual names. Better guess. They focus a lot on getting international guests, but I don't care about the international guests. I'm sorry, but I really don't. I rarely care about the guests, period. You know what seems to be driving the crowd more and more is the local talent, and not even necessarily the voice actors. The voice actors that we get are good, but there's another con, and I think this may be why attendance was down in part. Anime Midwest is happening in July, also in Rosemont. They've got Doug Walker coming. They've got Spike Spencer. They've got Linkara. They've got a lot of local talent. They don't focus on the international so much. They've got a lot of people showing up, and it's like internet personalities and stuff like that. I don't remember the full list. I don't have the flyer with me. You guys can look it up on the website. But, like, Anime St. Louis was huge a couple years ago because we also had Doug. We had, I think his real name is Brad Jones. Cinema Snob is what he goes by. We also had Team 4-Star down there. Kind of a big deal. And Anime St. Louis was crazy that year. You'd be surprised what getting just the internet personalities and stuff like that will do. So I would advise ACEN, try to get more talent like that. I mean, you gotta have the international talent, it's what they do, but try to get some more local flavor as well. Especially if you can get Doug, because I know he limited how many conventions he was going to be doing. He's already done ACEN once. But if you can get like some internet personalities and that are nearby, because Chicago's right there for Doug. If there's anyone else nearby that's kind of a big deal, try and get them. I can't speak for registration because I always pre-register. Although I heard they had problems this year again because they didn't have enough change ready for people that were paying in cash. So, oops on that part. Crap, other than that, I don't think I have much else to say about ACEN. It's always a fun time up there. It varies from year to year. It varies based on who I can find, who's doing what, who's being entertaining. I need to find ways of making more of a splash myself, I know that. I just haven't quite figured out the best way to do it. I'm not taking my guitar up there and playing shitty music. I'll save that for the local conventions because I can just drive there and leave all my crap in my car. That's nice. If I ever drove up there myself, I might make an ass out of myself then. Other than that, though, a lot of it just had to do with the people that I met, unfortunately. And I think that is what made it feel not as big this year. It's just the attendance. We had some interesting cosplayers up there, some interesting things. I mean, we had a fucking dinosaur up there. That was great. But it just didn't feel as packed as it usually is. And I guess that's the one thing that killed me about this ACEN. I'm trying to think of what is the best ACEN I've probably had. And I don't think I can find one. There's always some issue I have with ACEN. It's always one thing or another. And I think that's just me personally. It's just going to be a personal problem. I can't fault it overall. I just need to find ways of making it a better experience for myself. And part of it, I think, is because it is such a large convention and no one knows who the hell you are up there aside from your buddies you go up there with. So if you want a large con to go to and if you want to see interesting things, definitely give ACEN a shot. But if you like the local cons and being recognized and being able to make a splash where you are normally, keep sticking with your local conventions. Me, I do them both. I'd still love to go back to Anime Week in Atlanta one of these years because that's one of the best conventions I think I've ever been to. But that has nothing to do with this. Alright, I'm just rambling by this point. I'm repeating myself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll record some more stuff at Natsucon, maybe not. I definitely plan on doing a panel at Natsucon. It'll be, unlike the Harem panel, it'll be like another review panel, just a general Q&A thing. I just have to make sure I get my days off for that first. Because I love doing discussion panels like that. I know I talk a lot through the Let's Plays and I do the reviews, but in front of a live audience, I like to engage my audience. I like to just encourage discussion. So, there'll be that whenever Natsucon comes around. We'll see what else I end up doing when I go up there. I don't have very many plans for it yet because I haven't gotten approval on the days off yet. That's still a couple of months away. I need to wrap up this video. I need to get this crap edited and uploaded, and I've got reviews to edit and get posted, continue with the Let's Plays. Lots and lots of work after my vacation. So that's exactly what ACEN is. It's a vacation for me. Some people go to the Rocky Mountains or overseas. I go to anime cons. I really have nothing else to say at the moment. This has been Xander. I'll see you guys later.